Hello, my name is Melinda Hill, and I would like to discuss today territorial space and what it is and how it's used. First, what is territorial space? It's basically it's a form of proxemics, and it refers to how people use space to communicate ownership or occupancy of areas and possessions. Primary, basically, it really belongs to the individual or family. So it could be a home or car, just something that they really do own, that they have either purchased or received, where it's actually their item, or they actually own it. There's also secondary, and that might be places or things that you really do not own, but you feel like you do sometimes. For instance, that might be a seat at church or something like that you come to every Sunday, and you sit in the same spot every Sunday. So you feel that is your spot. Another spot, thing might be a parking spot. Every day you come to work and you park in the same spot, even though it's not necessarily your spot. So those are just two different secondary, territorial items. Last is basically just public. Just anybody can use it. It's open, like a library. It's open to the public. Anybody can come in, check out books, things like that. It's open. Now, who and what uses territorial space or marking behaviors? There's animals, of course, is a big one. First thing that came to my mind when I thought of that is, my dog. My dog, the day that we brought him home, that's the first thing that he did, was went ahead and marked his territory. Second is people. People mark territories in so many different ways. They can mark territories with fences, with signs. Growing up, my sister actually had a sheet that she used. Her and I shared a room, and she put a sheet across the middle of the room, and it even covered half the bed. So half the room was her side and half the room was my side, and that was her territory, that was her space. So that's how she claimed her territory. Another way is my husband actually marks his food when he goes out, because he doesn't want anybody in the house to eat it. He just grew up that way, and that's how he was brought up. So of course I have a 16-year-old son, and that's who usually would go and take something of his, so therefore that's why he marks it, and that's how he claims his territory. And basically is, how does one guard or protect their territory? Most people get very aggressive. Animals, look at animals, you see them very aggressive when you come into their, on their property. They really are trying to protect that. I've had so many, how many people actually, do you hear, you bump into somebody and you're like, hey, and you get all aggressive because they got in your space, your territory. Also there's fighting and wars. You look at how many wars that we have gone in because of, we were protecting our territory, our space, our country. So, and that even goes for, our allied countries that we also protect. So there's another way that we actually guard and protect it. So, I hope that this presentation has helped in giving you just a little understanding of what territorial space is and how it is actually used. Thank you.